In The Hague, the Philippine Embassy marked 75 years of diplomatic relations with the Netherlands by honoring Dutch companies whose quiet, consistent contributions have strengthened the Philippine economy.
I believe that there's a Dutch saying which states that someone who feels appreciated will always do more than expected. Okay? My staff wrote the actual Dutch line, but I would not dare recite it in the Dutch language. Baptiste Massieu once said, and I quote, "Gratitude is the memory of the heart."
20 companies and institutions were recognized, from semiconductor leaders to innovators in agriculture, infrastructure, sustainability, and finance.
With around 130 Dutch companies thriving in our country, your investments represent thousands of jobs, drive innovation, and contribute significantly to our economic growth and shared prosperity. The Netherlands stands as a top source of foreign direct investments in our country among the EU countries, making you an invaluable partner in our shared success. We are proud of what we have built together, but we are even more excited about what comes next.
Keynote speaker Undersecretary Alan Gepti, the Philippines' lead negotiator for the PH-EU Free Trade Agreement, said Dutch firms are rapidly expanding in high-value sectors like semiconductors, electronics, and IT, aligning with the country's skilled digital workforce and growing innovation ecosystem, with new opportunities emerging in sustainability, water technology, offshore wind, and smart agriculture.
So basically, our economic relations with the European Union is transitioning from a conventional or traditional trade relationship to a forward-looking and strategic economic relations. That's why this kind of relationship is something big for the country, because this is anchored on sustainability, security, and of course, shared prosperity.
Ambassador J. Eduardo Malaya said this marks a milestone in a partnership strengthened by decades of business cooperation.
Well, Dutch businesses have in fact been significantly contributing to the dynamism and robustness of the Philippine economy. And sometimes we just don't notice it because when the Dutch does their business, they do it very quietly without frills or fanfare. So I thought that on this special occasion of the 75th anniversary of Philippine-Netherlands diplomatic relations, it's about time that we give recognition, convey our deep gratitude to the Dutch companies, particularly those who have been staying for the longest time in the Philippines.
Former Dutch ambassador to the Philippines, Saskia de Lang, who now chairs the Philippine-Netherlands Business Council, said the Philippines offers a strong internal market and a workforce that consistently meets global standards, English proficient, well-trained, highly creative, and open to innovation.
And many of the companies started small and expanded little by little. It's that they get the recognition from the official side, from the Filipino embassy, means a lot for them, and it confirms their role in the Philippines. And it's an encouragement to consolidate their position in the Philippines. The Dutch companies, they go to the Philippines because they know that there's an expanding market there, the young population, a growing middle class that is in need of energy, of consumer goods, of food. So there is an internal market in the Philippines where there's a lot of demand. On the other hand, they go to the Philippines because they know that the workforce in the Philippines is up to standard, and that
Rafael Mariano, marketing director for a Dutch food trading firm, said the demand for Filipino flavors is rising, with major European retailers now seeking out Philippine products. A Dutch supermarket giant has already introduced ube cookies, but he adds that producers must develop offerings tailored to European consumers while keeping the authenticity of Filipino flavors.
Yeah, I think we need to create innovative and new products that would not just cater to Filipinos in Europe, but also the European consumers. They need to understand the Filipino flavor, they need to understand what Filipino cuisine is, and I think if we do that, if we can introduce the flavors to the Europeans, that will be a big step for our cuisine to be the next big thing in Europe.
Allow me to highlight three areas where our cooperation holds particular growth. First, water management, food protection. Both our countries know the power and the risks of water. The Netherlands has centuries of experience living below sea level. We are eager to share that experience. We would like to work more closely and strategically with the Philippines on sustainable water management and food protection.
With the Netherlands among the Philippines' top investors, contributing over 12 billion euros in the past 12 years, both nations look ahead to deeper cooperation, stronger trade, and a shared future of innovation. From The Hague, the Netherlands, Jofelle Tesorio, the Filipino Correspondent Network. Your news, your story, your network.